UCSF Benioff. Children's Hospital in Oakland, California, was not unfamiliar to Tyler Johnson, a 14-year-old boy. The white walls, the smell of antiseptic, and the constant sounds of medical equipment had been part of his routine for almost a year. Diagnosed with a rare type of leukemia, Tyler was facing his third cycle of chemotherapy with the same determination he had always shown in his short life. "How are you feeling today, champ?" asked Dr. Lisa Williams while checking the boy's vital signs on that gray November morning. "Ready for another round," Tyler replied with a weak but genuine smile. "The sooner we finish this, the sooner I can get back on the court." Before the illness, Tyler was known as the basketball prodigy at his school in Alameda County. Small for his age but incredibly agile, he compensated for his stature with phenomenal accuracy, especially in three-point shots. It was no wonder his classmates affectionately called him Mini Curry, in reference to his idol, Steph Curry, star of the Golden State Warriors. On the wall next to his bed, Tyler kept a collage of clippings and photos of Curry. It wasn't just the athlete's sports skills that inspired him, but also his story of overcoming obstacles. Like Tyler, Curry had also been underestimated for his size and physique, but proved that determination and technique could overcome any physical limitation. "When I get out of here, I'm going to play again," Tyler would often say to his mother, Sarah, who rarely left his side. "I'll be even better than before. You'll see." Sarah Johnson, a 38-year-old single mother, worked remotely from the hospital whenever possible, balancing her job as a financial analyst at a San Francisco startup with caring for her son. Exhaustion was visible on her face. The sleepless nights in an uncomfortable armchair beside the hospital bed left deep circles under her brown eyes. But her love and dedication never faltered. "I'm sure you will, honey," she would respond, stroking the thin hair that was beginning to grow back after the last treatment cycle. "You're the strongest boy I know." Dr. Williams, the pediatric oncologist responsible for Tyler's case, observed the boy's mental state with concern. In recent weeks, after disappointing test results, Tyler had become quieter, less hopeful. The medical team knew that the battle against cancer was as much psychological as it was physical. "Sarah, can we talk for a moment?" Dr. Williams asked after the morning visit, leading the mother into the hallway. "I'm worried about Tyler. The latest tests show that the response to treatment isn't as effective as we'd hoped. Technically, we're seeing improvement, but it's slower than we'd like." Sarah swallowed hard, trying to process the information. "What can we do?" "Medically, we're going to adjust the protocol," the doctor explained. "But I'm equally concerned about his mental state. I've noticed he's more withdrawn. The will to fight is crucial in these cases." It was nurse Amanda Perez who had the idea. Working at the hospital for more than a decade, she had noticed Tyler's passion for basketball and the Warriors. Her brother, Miguel, worked as part of the security team at Chase Center, where the team played. Perhaps, she thought, she could arrange something to lift the young man's spirits. "Why don't we try to contact the Warriors Foundation?" Amanda suggested during a medical team meeting. "Tyler breathes basketball. Maybe a visit from someone on the team, or even tickets to a game when he's in condition." Dr. Williams nodded, enthusiastic about the possibility. Anything that can give him a new goal, a new hope. Amanda wasted no time. That same night, after her shift, she drafted a detailed email about Tyler's situation, attaching a recent photo. A thin boy, head-shaved due to chemotherapy, wearing a Warriors shirt with the number 30, Curry's number, while practicing shots on a small hoop installed in his hospital. Room. He never loses hope, but the doctors are worried, the email said. Tyler is fighting an aggressive type of leukemia, and the treatments have been extremely difficult. He draws inspiration from you every day. Steph Curry was accustomed to requests for hospital visits. As one of the biggest stars in the NBA and a role model for millions of young people, he tried to accommodate as many as he could, especially when it involved sick children. But his schedule was relentless. Training, games, commercial commitments, family. When he received the email about Tyler, something touched him in a special way. The story of the boy who continued practicing shots, even while confined to a hospital room, resonated deeply with him. Curry remembered his own journey, the doubts he faced, the obstacles he had to overcome. "Del, I need to reschedule some commitments for Tuesday," Curry said to his agent on the phone. "There's a boy I need to meet." Del sighed on the other end of the line. "Steph, you have that photo shoot for Under Armour and then the ESPN interview. Cancel them. Some things are more important." It was an ordinary Tuesday at the hospital. Tyler had just returned from another exhausting treatment session. Tired, he stared absently at the ceiling, counting the small dots in the lining while his mother read a book beside him. A television in the corner of the room silently showed a replay of a Warriors game. A gentle knock on the door interrupted the silence. "May I come in?" a familiar voice asked. Tyler turned his head slowly, his eyes widening in disbelief. There, at the door of his room, was Steph Curry in person, holding a basketball and wearing a hospital mask. Sarah dropped the book on the floor. Tyler tried to sit up, his weakness momentarily forgotten. Steph Curry," stammered Tyler, his voice almost a whisper. Curry smiled under the mask, his eyes showing genuine emotion. "I heard we have a mini Curry around here. I came to see if the rumors are true." "I can't believe you're here," stammered Tyler, tears beginning to form in the corners of his eyes. "I watch all your games." "Is that so?" replied Curry, entering the room and approaching the bed. "I heard you have a shot, almost as good as mine." Tyler's pale face lit up with a genuine smile. The first in weeks, Sarah thought. "Not that good, but I'm working on it." What was planned to be a quick 15-minute visit turned into an entire afternoon. Curry sat next to Tyler's bed, and the two talked about basketball, shooting techniques, overcoming challenges, and life. The Warriors star listened attentively as Tyler described his training routine before the illness and his dreams of one day playing in the NCAA and perhaps even the NBA. "You know," Curry said at one point, "when I was at Davidson College, many people doubted me. They said I was too small, too weak for the NBA. I learned that overcoming obstacles isn't just about physical strength, but about mental strength." Tyler absorbed every word, his eyes shining. Sarah watched the scene, silent tears running down her face. "How did you deal with it?" asked Tyler, genuinely interested. "With people saying you couldn't do it?" Curry reflected for a moment. "I turned every no into fuel, every doubt into motivation. I spent hours and hours on the court, perfecting my game when no one was watching. That's what champions do. They work in the shadows to shine under the spotlights." Tyler nodded, absorbing the wisdom. "It's hard to practice here," he confessed, pointing to the small hoop installed in the room. "But I try whenever I can." "That's the right attitude," replied Curry, admiring the boy's determination. The bigger surprise was yet to come. Curry hadn't come alone. He brought a film crew from the Golden State Warriors. "Tyler," he said, "I want to extend a special invitation to you. As soon as the doctors authorize it, I want you to be our guest of honor at a game at Chase Center. You'll sit on the bench with the team, participate in warm-ups with me, and meet all the players." Tyler could hardly believe it, but Curry wasn't finished. "And there's one more thing," continued the player, opening a small bag he had brought. From inside, he pulled out a customized Warriors uniform with the name Johnson on the back and the number 30. "This is exclusive, just like mine. And when you're ready to get back on the court, I want you to let me know. We'll train together." That's when something unexpected happened. Curry, always composed in public, couldn't contain his emotion. His eyes filled with tears as he saw the reaction of pure joy mixed with determination on the boy's face. "Do you know why I wear number 30? Asked Curry, his voice choked. Tyler nodded. "Because your father wore it?" "Exactly. It's a tribute to my inspiration. Now, when you return to playing, it will be my tribute to see you wearing this number. It will be my inspiration to know that you won this battle." The medical team, who had gathered discreetly at the door of the room, watched in silence. Dr. Williams immediately noticed something. A spark had returned to Tyler's eyes, that determination that seemed to have faded in recent weeks. "I don't know what to say," mumbled Tyler, holding the uniform against his chest. "This means everything to me." "You don't need to say anything," replied Curry. "Just promise that you'll keep fighting. Each treatment, each difficult day. Think of them as training sessions. We're just preparing you for the big game." What should have been a simple visit from a celebrity to a fan transformed into a genuine connection. Curry didn't just show up, he got involved. In the following weeks, he maintained regular contact with Tyler, sending video messages before difficult procedures, calling after important games. "Tyler, we just beat the Lakers," Curry said in a late-night video call. "I dedicated my last three-pointer to you. Did you see it?" Tyler, who had watched the game from his bed, nodded enthusiastically. "That long one in the last quarter? It was amazing." "That exact one. And you know what I thought before shooting? If Mini Curry can face what he's facing with courage, I can certainly make this shot." The story of the visit, initially shared only on the team's social media, quickly went viral. The video of Curry getting emotional while Tyler tried to get out of bed to hug his idol touched millions of people around the world. But the real impact went far beyond the internet. Something changed in Tyler after that day. Doctors noticed a significant improvement in his response to treatment. "It's not uncommon," Dr. Williams explained in a later interview with ESPN. "A patient's psychological state can have a profound impact on their physical recovery. What Steph Curry did was give Tyler something to fight for, not just to survive, but to live, to fulfill a dream." 6 months later, against all medical odds, Tyler went into remission. His recovery was described by specialists as remarkably accelerated after the player's visit. "I can't explain it scientifically," Dr. Williams admitted to Sarah during a follow-up consultation, "but I saw with my own eyes how Tyler's determination changed after that visit. Sometimes, the body follows where the mind leads it." And Curry kept his promise. In a nationally televised game on TNT against the Los Angeles Lakers, Tyler Johnson walked onto the court with the Warriors team. Still weak, but visibly healthier, he participated in the warm-up, shooting three-pointers under the watchful eyes of the crowd and cameras. "Are you ready?" asked Curry as they both prepared to enter the court for the warm-up. "Nervous," admitted Tyler. "What if I miss all the shots in front of all these people?" Curry placed a hand on his shoulder. "Remember what I always say? Even the best shooters miss, but they never stop shooting. The only way to improve is to keep trying. The most emotional moment of the night came during halftime. Tyler was invited to the center of the court, where he received a standing ovation from more than 18,000 spectators at Chase Center. With microphone in hand, he shared his journey. "A year ago, I was fighting not just against cancer, but against fear and hopelessness. Steph Curry taught me that three-point shots are difficult, but possible with practice and determination. My fight against cancer was my most difficult three-point shot. But, as Steph always says, even if you miss, keep shooting." The entire arena fell into absolute silence when Tyler turned to Curry, who was by his side. "You didn't just visit a fan in the hospital. You gave me a reason to fight when I was about to give up. You showed me that true champions aren't defined by how many trophies they have, but by how many lives they touch." There wasn't a dry eye in the arena that night. Curry, visibly moved, hugged Tyler for a long time while TNT and ESPN cameras captured the moment. What began as a simple act of kindness had transformed into a powerful story of hope and overcoming that would dominate American sports headlines for weeks. Tyler and Curry's story inspired a wave of initiatives. The Golden State Warriors established the Warriors Hope program, which sponsors regular player visits to children's hospitals throughout the Bay Area and provides financial support for families fighting serious illnesses. Sarah, Tyler's mother, used the media attention to start a foundation in partnership with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, dedicated to offering psychological support to young athletes facing serious illnesses. "It's not just about medicine," she explained in an interview with Good Morning America. "It's about giving these children something to live for, a dream to pursue beyond the illness." As for Tyler, he returned to the basketball courts of Alameda High School 6 months after entering remission. Although he hadn't fully regained his physical form, his presence on the team was a victory in itself. He continued to wear number 30, now with an even deeper meaning for the local community. "Coach, put me in the game," Tyler asked during a crucial game against the school's biggest rival. The coach hesitated. Tyler was still in the recovery process, and the game was tight. "Are you sure, Johnson? This isn't an easy game." Tyler nodded, determined. "That's what Steph taught me. The moments that matter are never easy." Entering the last quarter, with only 2 minutes on the clock and his team down by 2 points, Tyler received the ball on the perimeter. Without hesitation, he positioned himself and launched a perfect three-point shot, exactly as he had practiced hundreds of times in his hospital room. The ball slid smoothly through the net. The crowd erupted. His team won by 1 point. Years later, in an interview with CBS's 60 Minutes program reflecting on his career, Steph Curry was asked which moment he considered the most significant. Many expected him to mention one of his 4 NBA championships, his three-point shooting records, or his 2 MVP awards. Instead, Curry responded without hesitation. "The day I walked into that hospital room and met Tyler Johnson. That day reminded me why I play basketball. Not just to win games, but to inspire people. Tyler taught me more about courage in one afternoon than I learned in my entire career." The story of Steph Curry and Tyler Johnson remains a powerful reminder that sometimes the most impactful moments of our lives don't occur under the spotlights of Oracle Arena or Chase Center, but in simple and genuine encounters where shared humanity transcends fame, illness, and circumstance. In a world often dominated by negative news, the meeting between a basketball star and a young patient reminds us that small acts of kindness can trigger waves of hope that extend far beyond the initial moment, crossing the entire American territory and inspiring people around the world. As Tyler said in his speech on that memorable night in San Francisco, "Sometimes, all we need to win our greatest battles is to know that someone, even someone we barely know, truly believes we can win."